This is the GJRB Online Network. This is the GJRB Online Network.
And now, transmitting on an assigned frequency of 107.9 megacycles from the GJRB network in beautiful downtown Clinton, Iowa. It's the Gary Russen program on Talk FM 108. And now your host, Gary John Russen.
Now, GJRB presents the Gary Russen program, the original news talk program. Call Gary J. Russen right now on the Skype line at gary.russen or contact him on the GJRB chat room by clicking the balloon icon on the GJRB Spreaker widget on the Spreaker public site and on Twitter. Now, the Gary Russen program. Yeah, hello everyone, hello everywhere across America and around the world. It's a Freestyle Friday edition. Welcome to it. It's the Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online. I have to turn my mic down just a little bit here. Welcome aboard. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Gary Russen program, Freestyle Friday edition of the Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online on Spreaker. We got a great show lined up for you today. Yeah. Back on the air with a great talk radio, like we used to do it. Haven't been on the air doing talk radio for like about a month. And it was been kind of a frustrating past couple of months. You know, I've been trying to do great talk radio here on GJRB Online, no audience. We had a few times when I was going to have a guest, and that was going to be Ben Ostman. I kind of got all ruffled up, but he's a very busy man. He's got a lot of things going on. He has a job, works for a sports place facility in the other side of Pittsburgh. So I guess, you know, he's a real busy man. He's got a lot of things going on, but I talked to him last night, and he is setting it up to do overtime on Sunday. So now looks like he might be on with us tomorrow. And with that in mind, I was originally going to have the sports page on the air tomorrow, but that has been changed. There will be going back to the Gary Russen program Saturday Extra. Yep, we're going to do it tomorrow. The sports page is going to get delayed. I kind of tweaked that program anyway. We're still going to keep the format we are. I like the scores every 10 minutes and a lot of stuff there, but that's just one of those things that takes a while to put together because it's so rapid fire with scores and everything like that and sports commentary that I can't really do that show and off the cuff that much. I have to get material for it, and I got to listen to other sports talk shows, and I haven't had a chance to. And so I decided, well, with this in mind, the fact that Ben is going to be on with us tomorrow, I changed the sports page to the Gary Russen program Saturday Extra. So that will be on the air tomorrow at 3 o'clock Central Time. We're going to stay on the air until about 5:40. Now, if Ben Ostman gets on later and we decide to do like 2 extra hours here on Spreaker, we'll stay on the air. I will depart from my 9-foot FM signal here on 107.9 and go to the Cubs game, but we'll stay on the air here on Spreaker, and we'll just kind of flip programs automatically, and I will just do internet only. So that'll be tomorrow. We're going to stay until 6. But we'll only be on until 5:40 on the FM side tomorrow, okay? But today we're going to stay on until about 5:30 for the Gary Russen program. And we got a great program today. Got a lot of interesting things to talk about. One of them is actually a real interesting story that I wanted to talk about today. that is, Ben, the one I just talked to, sent me a video last night in my messenger in my chat room. A real interesting video about how it seems like the criminals are taking high positions in office. Now, we were talking about this with the Mike Reagan thing, the fact that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez isn't actually a congresswoman at all, but a bartender. And the fact that there's so much play acting going on in Washington, which I could say I agree on that one. And some shocking things going on with that. And of course, that is the story that I began a series of videos, which I haven't followed lately. It was sent to me by my co-worker, my pal, my buddy, from Wisconsin. Yes, the Caramel Conservative, my co-podcaster, I should call him that. Fellow podcaster, and he sent me that about a month ago, and I was following that. And it kind of meshes exactly what this video is going to. I'll play for you coming up because it is interesting that he would post that, because we've been talking about this all along, even in the last 7 days, which I've got another episode coming out. I'm going to be uploading this weekend. Either that or probably be next week. That we just did this past week, talking about also religious persecution, but also some other interesting stuff from previous shows that have not gone up yet. I've got a last 7 days that's going to be going up from the leftovers from April. Last 7 days that I have not finished yet, so I'm going to be working on getting that up. And I have 2 last 7 days now. Yesterday I just got 2 Bible studies put up, and you can see that on the public site right now. And now I'm working on the getting the last 7 days put up. Church services are going to be done a little differently. I was recording this on a voice recorder, and I'll probably still do from time to time to upload, but I still, because of the fact of the noise pollution on my recorder when I record it from the seat, with a lot of whispering and talking in the background, I'm trying to have the church services delayed. Now, we're talking about broadcasting the church services live, and I'm still working toward that. But we have not accomplished that just as late. But I will be talking about that later. Right now, I'm just planning on getting the church services up, but I don't know yet whether or not we're going to be able to have them live for a while just yet. I'm working on people about that situation, and it's going to be a while. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about today anyway. Really good program. Hope you'll stay with me. The Gary Russen program. And tomorrow, the Saturday Extra will be on the air live at 3 o'clock Central Time with my guest, Ben Oastman Osanlaw. I'll keep on announcing that. Program change. That's the big program change announcement. Tomorrow, no sports page. We're going to do the Gary Russen program Saturday Extra. So that will be on instead. Okay, and then we'll do the sports page possibly next Saturday. Okay, I'll be working on that for next Saturday. We'll do a sports page next Saturday afternoon. I'll take a look and see what time the Cubs play. Should be able to do it, but right now, not yet. Okay, so just to let you know about that. Right now, though, let's take a look at what's going on in the news this afternoon here on GJRB Online. The Missouri Republican House on Friday has passed a sweeping legislation designed to survive the court challenges, which could ban abortion in 8 weeks of pregnancy. This is in Missouri now. Recently, as you remember, they already had passed a law against abortion in, Alabama, Well, now they're doing something here in Missouri. If enacted, this ban is going to be among the most restricted in the U.S., including exceptions for medical emergencies, but not for pregnancies caused by rape or incest. Doctors could face up to 15 years in prison for violating this 8-week cutoff. Women who receive abortions would not be prosecuted. Republican Governor Mike Parsons is expected to sign this bill. The abortion rights supporters for the House chanted, "When you lie, people die," and women's rights are human rights, before being escorted from the chamber outside. They shouted, "Shame, shame, shame," after lawmakers voted 110 to 144 on this bill. Several women dressed in characters from the Handmaid's Tale watched the debate silently. The Margaret Atwood book with subsequent Hulu TV series depicts dystopian future where the fertile women are forced to breed. So this bill now being passed could make abortions illegal up to 8 weeks. Missouri legislation comes after Alabama's governor signed that same bill Wednesday, making it performing an abortion a felony in nearly all cases. And, I think that should be a law in every state. I really do. I think that this is wrong, that they are celebrating this abortion stuff. And that this is something that is a landmark deal. I really think that this is fabulous that they're finally doing something about it. And I think that finally, maybe somewhere along the line, a baby's rights will be considered in the situation here. And I really think that this is fabulous. Meanwhile, let's take a look at what else is going on in the news today. Let's see, we have here. Let me see, let's see if there's any other interesting news here we want to do. Now let's see. Communist Manifesto. I've been reading this one. I'll read that one later. Let's see. Mystery virus. You hear about this one? Is spreading like wildfire. And, you've been hearing a lot of this going on in the news right now with the situation with measles outbreak. That's been a real heavy deal going on lately. There's been a situation where measles have been really going really bad over there in New York. Now, this is a mystery virus. A cough can be rather annoying, especially when it keeps you up at night. Usually take comfort for knowing that it tends to run its course. But according to a physician around the nation reporting a spike in cases of people suffering from a very unusual cough, it's caused by a virus and is lasting anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, and in some cases even longer. One doctor in Texas Health, Dallas, Dr. Gary Russen stated that seeing at least a patient a week suffering from this virus, which has laminated the fact that it lasts so long without seeming to get any better. Dr. Gross told CBS DFW that the virus is no quick fix. Patients have no choice but to let it run its course. Although some medications can help soothe that cough somewhat, patients are advised to get plenty of sleep as well as drink lots of fluids. Emergency medicine specialists in Cincinnati have warned the public about this virus, which they say has caused a surge in patients presenting the upper respiratory symptoms such as a cough, congestion, and shortness of breath. Bethesda North Hospital's Dr. Kenneth Patton describes the difficulties patients of these viruses experience, saying that, quote, they are retracting their ribs and doing a lot of work, and they see their neck muscles. They see their neck muscles, and you can see what they are having a hard time breathing. So this is especially an article on this available on the website www.newsstarget.com, and just type in the mystery virus spreading, or just Google that, because it is a interesting article. But this comes out of Channel 9. This article I'm looking at right now, actually, I think part of, that was the other one. Okay. This comes out of newstarget.com. So just look up that, newstarget.com. And I will post that and repost it on my Facebook page and some other places on the internet so you can read that. Well, let's see. Well, we know in the obit section, we know we lost another great star, Tim Conway, who died this past week at the age of 85, a member of the Carol Burnett Show, and well known for his part as Ensign Parker on the McHale's Navy. Died at the age of 85. Comic actor, absolutely fabulous. Sad to see him go. We had Doris Day. We just recently lost her, and I believe we just lost another guy who wrote the book. Let me see. I don't know if I have that on there. I'm going to take a look. He wrote a book that was a movie, wasn't it, recently? And he died. So we'll talk about that one. Let's try to see if I can find that story. Let's see. We'll also have celebrity birthdays coming up and some famous birthdays. That's coming up with our birthday celebration coming up, our birthday shout-outs. I've got one going out to my good friend Joe Stoddard, who is celebrating a birthday today. So happy birthday to Joe. We'll have a shout-out to you again here later on and give you some of the famous people you're celebrating your birthday with. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up on GJRB Online on the Gary Russen program. And I'm looking for that news piece. Thought maybe I'd find it, but I'm going to look other places. Another man who died here recently, so we're going to do something here underneath the obits. Today's obits, I'll type that in. All right, you're listening to the Gary Russen program, and coming up tomorrow will be on the Saturday Extra. But right now, you're listening to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. We got Weather on the Fives coming up right now, happening now, breaking. President Trump is delivering remarks on the National Association of Realtors event. His speech comes after and amid continuing tensions over the Iran trade. Listen to this.
I feel like home. Great business. We love that business. I love that business. Every time I go down in this incredible beast. You know what the beast is? The world's most expensive car. Threw it out of cars, an army tank. That rides better. But it's something, when I look at the real estate, I'm always looking at the real estate, and I'll never get it out of my blood. It's in our blood, right? Sit down, people. Sit down. You know, I tell you to sit down because otherwise they'll say you got no standing ovation. Okay, please, stop saying that. The crowd didn't like his performance. They gave him no. I had that the other day. They just wouldn't sit down. So one of his better speeches, you got no standing ovations because they never sat down. It was one. But we love you people, and I know they were just telling me, John, that it's a record to have people here, and they have people in all the ballrooms all over this beautiful hotel, and they have people outside, closed circuit. Somehow you people know real estate, so you know you have the best location, right? But I'm honored to be here with the hardworking men and women who help millions of families live the American dream, and that's so true. The incredible members of the National Association of Realtors, and they would know very well. I want to thank my friend. He was my friend, my competitor for a while, but he was still my friend. Secretary Ben Carson for his tremendous leadership. very smart guy, very adaptable. I said, Ben, what do you know about real estate? Not much. How would you like to head that? And you know what? Within a short, it didn't take you long, did it, Ben? And he got some of the smartest people in the business, and they're doing a great job. And everybody's talking about it. Thank you, man. Great job. And I also want to thank the president of the National Association of Realtors, John Smaby. Where is he? Hi, John. Thanks. Thank you, John. Great job.
Okay, that's President Trump. He is at a rally for the National Association of Realtors. And that is taking place, I'm not sure exactly where that is. Let's see that in the article, but that's happening now. He is speaking with the National Association of Realtors. All right, just the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. That full speech is probably available tonight. It will be on the news. We'll keep you updated on that story as it develops throughout the afternoon. Mark Zuckerberg says if you are a Muslim, you will fight to protect your rights. Imagine that. This is the guy who's the head of Facebook. Zuckerberg has pledged his support for global Muslim community. Well, imagine that. Talk about that one coming up a little later on. And you're listening to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. Thanks a lot for tuning in this afternoon. If you'd like to get your comments in there, you're welcome to do so. Remember that I do take program breaks locally on my 9-foot signal, and we kind of go offline for a little bit here on Spreaker. But and that means sometimes what happens is I don't see the message in my chat room on my Spreaker on my Spreaker console. But I do go and refer over to my page, and I'll see the messages on there until I get to a live part of it where I can receive it on the Spreaker console. I'll do that. Speaking of console, I just and a lot of you people who follow me on here on Spreaker, and a lot of people who are on Spreaker are aware of this. Spreaker has decided as of June 15th that they are going to disband the Spreaker web-based console. As a matter of fact, they made the announcement this week that they were going to get rid of the Spreaker web-based console. So if you are on Spreaker and do the web-based console with your podcast, you will have to download the Spreaker Studio Console app. And it doesn't take much room on your computer. It's absolutely fabulous. I stand behind it. I love mine because I have a playlist on here, and I can run it automated. I can run my local breaks automated. I can run my local spots automated. And I can also run my promos and stuff, and music automated as well. So I do enjoy my Spreaker Spreaker Studio console. I love it better than I did that console anyway. And I had planned on quitting that console. I was just using it once in a while, but for change of programs. But I have a new way of doing that, so it'll be a lot quicker. And with the old copy paste, I type it out beforehand and then copy paste it, which means I can get on that much quicker, which makes more sense. Because otherwise, I'm here, going, I gotta get back on right away, because I gotta type all this stuff up. Well, best way to do that is to just, make a title page and just use your copy paste on the computer. Right click copy, and then right click paste. It's right there. Just shade it out, and there you go. Or cut and paste. I do it all the time. I have a whole sheet in my documents on my Microsoft Word, which is nothing but program titles, and I just copy and paste it on, and goes right back up. So that's how I do that, and it makes it a lot easier. So try that. I stand behind my method. My methods are fabulous, I gotta tell you. All right, you're listening to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. We're going to get ready for weather on the 5s. I got some weather news coming up, too, as well, including A story from Weather Nation about a weather balloon that they're going to put up around, I think, Minnesota. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read that one coming up before the next Weather on the 5. It's pretty interesting. To detect severe weather, it's going to be able to pick up on severe weather. So they're going to have something on that. But right now, let's do Weather on the 5s. Right now. And take a look at what's happening here. Got a lot of interesting weather yesterday. It was storming here. It's interesting, though, because yesterday we had severe thunderstorm watches and warnings for the whole state of Iowa, practically. We got nothing here in Clinton. It was just like, where was it? But I don't know who got what, but interesting. Anyway, there's some Pacific storms now producing some widespread rain, mountain snow, strong winds. These are all morphed into a multi-day significant severe weather event for the plains. Tornadoes, part of it, strong winds, very large hail, greater than 2 inches in diameter, damaging winds, heavy rain possible in the plains and the Mississippi Valley. Flash flooding also, renewed river flooding also could be possible. So we're going to keep in track on that. And then next hour I will have Weather Nation on the air and seeing what they're tracking on their weather. So we'll have Weather Nation next hour here on GJRB Online. You're listening to the Gary Russen program, and glad you could be with me this afternoon. Weather on the 5s, 25 and 45 minutes past the hour on all music shows, 25 and 55 on all talk shows, and on Freestyle Friday, anytime that ends in 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, or 55 minutes past the hour on the Gary Russen program right here on Spreaker, here on GJRB Online. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Happy to be with you today. Got a lot of real interesting stuff to talk about. We still got more stuff going on, and we're going to talk about. And let's see, some of the more interesting stories coming up in the next hour, including that Zuckerberg story, which I'll just talk about that. Got a lot of other stuff coming up. I mean, really interesting stuff here that you need to we'll need to follow. So we're going to get into all that, and I hope you'll stay with me throughout the afternoon. The Gary Russen program right here on G. Let's try. I had that out too early. Zuckerberg. Let's wait. Totally is up here again. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. I accidentally disconnected too early. Mark Zuckerberg said he's going to support Muslims. We'll talk about that story. Also coming up in the news, we'll talk about some more interesting stories as they develop, including President Trump talking to realtors. These stories all coming up next on GJRB Online. We'll have all these stories and more coming up on the GJRB news desk throughout the afternoon. And don't forget, news throughout this show on GJRB Online, on the Gary Russen program, GJRB Online's Gary Russen program. Okay?